Okay, sis, I'm going to get right to it. I'm going to say this with my full chest. Whoo, woosah. Okay? You listening? Girlfriend, you did not leave your 9 to 5 to work 24/7 in your business and still feel extremely drained and exhausted and stressed and burned out. You did not. It is time to scale without sacrificing your sleep, your sanity, and your soul. Breathe. Let's hold hands. Do a little kumbaya, okay? Let's give ourselves a virtual hug. Let me give you a virtual hug. I'm saying this with love. Now, I'm going to give you the CEO edition of what you've been missing, okay? Because today we need to talk about scaling without sacrificing, without sacrificing your soul and sanity or compromising your health and happiness, the CEO strategy you've been missing. And here's what I want you to know. There is a such thing as the rise and grind trap. So let's start there. You've been building something so powerful, a beautiful, beautiful, amazing legacy. You are building a Fortune 500 company. You're building an empire fit for a queen, darling. You are building a long-lasting, memorable legacy that you can live within right now and one that you can leave behind for your loved ones once you're long gone. Okay? That's beautiful. That's something to be proud of, right? But why does it feel like you've traded one burnout for the other? Why does it feel that way if you're building something so beautiful? That's the question I have for you today. Have you considered that? Have you thought about it? Have you reflected on it? And have you really answered the question like the truth? Like really peel back the layers and get honest with yourself. Because that's what we need to do. And I am here to remind you that you became a CEO for freedom, okay? Not to be a slave in your own business, not for more chaos that's packaged up real pretty, okay? This ain't about cute packaging with a bow on top. This is about true freedom, flexibility, and fulfillment. And so, when we talk about scaling, what does that really mean? You know, funny thing is, I've worked with some clients before, and it's always funny when the clients come to me and they say, and I say, okay, so, what's on the agenda? What are we trying to do here? Of course, I do the assessment and we have a chit chat and I find out where they are and what's going on. And when we get to the place of asking, so what is it that you're trying to do here? So I can know how I can best support you. And when they say they are ready to scale, I ask them, well, what's been working well so far? And it's so many times it's like they're nowhere near ready to be set up for scale or to scale because they have nothing to scale because they have a misunderstanding or misconception or mis or disinformation around what scaling really means. So just to keep it brief and to keep it simple, short and sweet, for understanding purposes without getting lengthy and too deep and making this video too long, okay? Because if you've been rocking with me for a minute, I can make a long story longer, okay? But we're gonna keep it short and sweet and succinct. And so scaling is not about doing more. But for some reason, people hear that term and they automatically think the light bulb goes on for them and they're like, oh, I'm scaling, so I'm doing more. No, we're not scaling and doing more. That don't even sound sexy, right? It's about doing better with less. It's about, better said, it's about doing less better. You know what I'm saying? Like efficiency is the name of the game. Okay? In other words, systems over sacrifice. Okay? It's about automations. It's about delegations, handing things off, outsourcing, hiring people, getting a team together, employing technology. It's about strategic pricing. This is where peace meets profit. You feel me? Peace meets profit. Okay? So if you're getting what I'm giving and you love these gems I'm dropping so far, go ahead and leave a discussion below so we can get this conversation popping. I want to know, did you even know what scaling meant? Did you have that same misunderstanding? Was that, it's a lot of rumors going around. A lot of people just take what they hear and they don't really dig a little deeper and ask questions. That's why I'm here. Okay? But did you know that this is what scaling was about? Are you ready to scale? Are you in that phase yet? Because if so, then of course this video is for you. So keep listening, okay? Now, back to business. I want to talk to you about something that I teach, okay? So if you weren't aware, I am a holistic business coach and an RN health and wellness educator. And I help women just like you who are high achieving, ambitious women. Sometimes they are working in a business as they are also growing and scaling their business. Obviously, they own and operate a business, but sometimes while working in the corporate arena. And so I help them to seamlessly transition, but I especially help you build an aligned and profitable online brand and business without sacrificing your soul and sanity or compromising your health and happiness. Why is that important? Because it's all about the holistic strategy. So let me give you a little quick rundown on what holistic strategy one-on-one looks like, okay? Because this is what it's about. I'm going to just give you a kind of three-part system here. Now, this is not my exact framework, but I do have a few frameworks that I actually swear by, and this is how I teach, right? So it's all a part of my teaching methodologies, but aligned, automate, and ascend is what we're going to be talking about right now. When we talk about alignment, we're talking about aligning your business so that it matches your lifestyle and your vision and your deepest aspirations, right? And your goals, ultimately. And when we talk about automating, we're talking about letting tech and tools do the heavy lifting and carry the load. And then when we're talking about ascend, that simply means we need to prioritize your peace while increasing your profits. Simply said, easy, breezy, walk in the park peasy, right? I just make these things up as I go. All right. So don't mind me. And that is exactly why I created my legacy ladder framework, which houses two separate sub frameworks, which is my CPR and AED framework, really appropriate for a nurse, right? And this is how I revive your dream, your vision, your dream, your vision, and yes, your life. Absolutely. Okay. So I went from the bedside healing bodies to now healing the soul of a woman. And that woman is you and those who are in the same boat as you. So we have to have what I consider to be a CEO shift, okay, from operator to visionary. Because what oftentimes is happening is that you're so in the weeds of your business that you're actually a bottleneck in your business. And you're never going to be able to scale that way. Okay. There is a distinct difference, by the way, between a solopreneur and a scalable CEO. And I want to talk really quickly about what those distinct differences are because people get them confused all of the time. So, first thing is a solopreneur is someone who is self-employed, right? They basically went from working in corporate to working for themselves. They're an employee in their own business, right? Oftentimes having that same mindset that corporate left them with, that kind of stained their brain, so to speak. And you're running a business solo. You're an individual running a business by yourself, often working alone with very limited support. Maybe you have a VA, a virtual assistant, maybe one executive assistant, maybe not. Maybe it's all you wearing all the hats and doing all the things. And that certainly burns you out. While on the other hand, contrary to that, is a scalable CEO who leads a team who's doing all the time consuming, tedious tasks that's keeping you busy, bogged down, and burned out. Okay. So that person, that scalable CEO, is really managing the company, the business, with the focus and an emphasis on growth and expansion. Okay, does that make sense? And basically they're focused on doing what's already working well. Okay, that's when you're in a position to scale. What's already working well in your company is where the focus, time, attention, and energy should be. Okay, so a solopreneur is typically um, someone who prioritizes flexibility and a smaller scale operation, right? Whereas a scalable CEO aims for like significant growth and expansion, okay? And funding. They're leveraging funding, they're leveraging team, they're employing technology, and they're freeing up their time. That doesn't mean that they don't won't be in the business, still working some part of the business, because we can't really completely remove ourselves, right? However, we don't have to be in the weeds and deeply in the trenches, right? That's what we have team to do. And we should be doing these things to free up our time. So that's in a nutshell. It's basically CEO time is greater than task time, right? You need more visionary space and not so much busy work. Make sense? So if this hits home with you, then I would love for you to grab your ticket to the 2025 Job Liberation Virtual Summit for Black women, specifically, particularly, especially designed for you. Okay. It's only a few days left. Actually, yeah, as I'm thinking about it, as of this recording, there's only a few days left before early registration goes away. It's going to end on April 15th. So get your tickets today. I can't stress that enough. Okay. And last time when we put this on, a shout out to Dr. Kamani and Marissa Price, tickets sold out at 300 people. They had no idea it was going to need to expand. They didn't have enough seats ready to reserve. But this year, we're allowing for 1,000 or more people to attend. And it's already filling up fast. So you want to get your tickets right away so you can be done with it. Think like a CEO, right? We want to go ahead and check it off our list so we're done. We don't want a lot of to-dos. We want a lot of to-dones. They're done. It's gone. It's in the past. It's in the rearview mirror. We don't got to think about it no more. All right. So go ahead and get your ticket right now. As soon as we're done here, I'm going to leave the link to that below. And if you are in need of a roadmap, a blueprint, a customized plan for yourself, whether it is an exit strategy out of corporate America, if you're still kind of have your toe or foot in the door of corporate and you want out completely, or if you are a full-time CEO and seasoned, that's great, especially if we're talking about scaling, then more than likely that's true. You're not working in corporate. But either way, I have something for each of you to meet you where you are, right? So, or to meet you. Yeah, I said that right. So to basically, I have something for you to meet you where you are at every phase of the journey. Okay. So just go ahead and take a look at what the options are. And if you want to hop on a clarity call with me and or a holistic strategy session, the difference between the two is a clarity call is that you just get a one-on-one with me and we just kind of go through mapping out everything for you. You can choose an hour session, an hour and a half, 90 minutes, or 2 hour intensive. So just go ahead and look at what's a good fit for you. And if you want a group session, just like an info session to learn more about my other programs, specifically, as I mentioned earlier, about my Legacy Leaders Lab, right? Where we're going to talk more about the Legacy Ladder framework. Say that 3 times fast. That's a tongue twister. You're going to learn more about what my program entails, when it starts, when I'm rolling this out and what it's all about. You'll have more time with me and I'll have more time with you. Okay. We keep it small, very intimate, quaint, about 20 people per session. And I offer those. I think right now we're doing that every Wednesday. So just once a week. So you'll definitely want to get on my calendar for that. And if you don't see any available spots, that means that we already are booked up, but don't fret about that. You can always reach out to me if you want to get in to see if I have anybody canceling and I can maybe swap you with somebody who couldn't make it to that particular session. Okay. But come ready to take notes. I'm going to be dropping a lot of gems, giving you lots of information, and we're going to talk about how to get you from where you are now to where it is you ultimately want to be. So it's all about getting the information on the journey of your transformation to freedom. Okay. We're putting you on a freedom path. So I hope this has been helpful to you. And if it has, you're enjoying my content and you're, kind of perusing around and you're like, man, I'm really feeling this chick. Then if I'm your type of girl, go ahead and make sure that, first of all, a couple things, that you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single episode whenever I do drop new content and or go live. If you want to catch any of my previous episodes, the replays are on my page. I have a playlist from the Resuscitation Room and one for the Daily Dose of Vitamin D3. Both of those were live stream shows that I've done, right? I just did a 90-day sprint, so you can catch the replays for those. And when I resume those, you'll be the first notified, okay? But there's lots of content here to be helpful to you, to add more value to your life, to your business, to any aspect of your life. Because again, after all, I am a holistic business coach and an RN health and wellness educator. So I have all the things here for you, no matter where you are in the journey. I am meeting you right there, okay? So now, that all said, I'm going to tune out while you tune in. Be sure to share this video out with at least 3 friends. I don't care if it is your bestie, your biz bestie, your best friend, a family member, a colleague, an associate, an acquaintance, your entrepreneur entourage, but somebody, anybody, everybody who can benefit from this message. Let's share, 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 because sharing is caring. And we need to get my message out, my videos out, my content out to more people who need to hear it because they need the help just like you. Okay. So let's put it out there in the universe because it's going to come back tenfold. And with that all said, as always, and until next time, I am wholeheartedly in this journey with you. Bye for now. Appreciate you being here. Have a beautiful and blessed day.